Hi, I'm Daniel Goff. I'm the Director of External Affairs at Kodiak. I work on our public policy, communications, and overall making sure that people love autonomous trucks. Are there any regulations or laws in place specifically for autonomous trucks? And actually a question we get all the time is what we're doing at Kodiak legal? And the answer is really an emphatic yes. And actually, regulators in transportation and people whose job is to work to try to save lives on American roadways are generally really excited about the potential for this technology. They understand how dangerous driving is. They understand all the challenges that people face in terms of not getting distracted, in terms of not getting drowsy. And so they really see the opportunity for automation to help save lives and are clearing a path for the deployment of these technologies. Actually, 23 states have passed laws allowing for the deployment of driverless vehicles. And the federal government has a number of different regulations and guidelines that also create a path for driverless deployment. How does Kodiak work with regulators to make sure they understand autonomous trucking? Before we ever go into a new jurisdiction, a new state, a new region, we go and meet with people at all levels of government to make sure they understand what we're doing and are comfortable with the technology. We meet with departments of transportation, we meet with governor's offices, legislators, law enforcement, and others. And this is in addition to all the work we do at a federal level as well, working with the US Department of Transportation, Congress, and others to make sure that people really get the potential for this technology to make the roads safer, make trucking better, and actually make a difference in people's lives. You know, going places and doing things, going and meeting with people, bringing trucks to state houses and police departments and things like that, going to conferences, and really just educating and communicating about the technology. What are the big regulatory questions regarding AV trucks? Really, the most important regulation we've been working on solving is how to interact with law enforcement, particularly at weigh stations. So, two things really happen at weigh stations. Trucks get weighed to make sure that they're compliant with weight regulations. Trucks aren't allowed generally to weigh more than 80,000 pounds. And then also trained specialized law enforcement officers inspect trucks to make sure that they're compliant with the federal motor carrier safety regulations. Make sure that the tires aren't bald, the brakes are working, the lights are all working, and things like that. That model doesn't work all that well for autonomous trucks because there aren't really drivers to interact with those officers and work with them. So we've been working with the Commercial Vehicle Safety Alliance, which is the National Association of State Highway Patrols, over the last 4.5 years to develop a program that we call Enhanced Inspections. We're incredibly excited about Enhanced Inspections and the opportunity we have to raise the safety standards in the industry, solve our regulatory problems, and really set a new standard for the trucking industry at large.